Hi there, it's Jenny with Gunter Creative. I'm going to show you today how to put together these leather Christmas ornaments. I have already done the preparation of the leather, and you can find out how I do that in the video series about the leather handbound books. I have laser cut and scored the design and then used the leather dies to hand paint, and you can also find how I hand paint the leather in the series about the leather books. Next, what I'm going to do is just kind of bend it where it needs to bend on these score lines here, and then bend up the corners, because in the end these corners are all going to be stitched together. So we need to kind of take the leather and bend it up. And then this tab here is where we're going to glue it. And I use this contact cement to glue my leather pieces together. You don't need a ton, so we're going to put some on this little tab, and then you're going to put some on the inside, and then you wait for 15 minutes for it to get tacky. Now it has been 15 minutes for the contact cement to get tacky, so you just pick it up and try to pull it around and line it up with that score line. Sorry, you didn't see that. Best you can, and push it together. After I laser my leather, I always wash it in the sink with water, so make sure that your leather is all dry before you do that. There's another one. Before you glue them together, you need it to be dry, so you just kind of manhandle it, pull it together, line them up, put your finger, on the inside and push along that seam. The contact cement will put it together nicely. I keep getting off screen here, sorry about that. Okay. Next, I use this jute cord to tie up the ornaments. I'm sure there's other things you can use. This is just pretty narrow and durable. So I cut it about 12 inches long. Then I thread it on this large eye needle, and then I start with the panel that has the text on it. Your design could be different, and I don't really think it matters all that much where you start. Put it through from the outside to the inside, and then I have a piece of rubber here to help me pull it through in case it doesn't want to come. You could say I could make my holes a little bit bigger to make it easier to thread, but I also don't want the holes to be too big. I like them that size. So you start with one panel, pull it through from the outside in, and then do the same thing all the way around. Go from the outside in. Okay, and when you get to the end, you're going to want to cinch it up. and all the panels are going to overlap just a little bit. And then put it through that first panel from the outside in one more time. And you can kind of pull it like this, pull your two ends against each other. And then in order to make my knot a little more centered on the top of the ornament here, see if we tied the knot now, the knot would be over on the edge. I will put it through. You might need to adjust it a little bit more because they're going to, you know, each one's going to slightly overlap the one next to it. I'm going to put it through this one more time so that my knot will be a little bit more centered. Pull it tight, make sure you've got everything where you want it to be, and then I try to leave my needle on because of the next step, and then tie a square knot, left over right, right over left. And then you can do what you want, but I add a wooden bead on the top of mine. These beads come from Amazon, this bright wood color. So what I do is I just take my cloth that I use to dye the leather. So this has leather dye on it, dried, and I kind of rub on these wood beads to make them a little bit brown. Not too dark, but I don't like that bright raw wood color either. You just kind of rub it with this cloth with the dried leather dye on it. Try not to let it hop out of your hand like that. And then the reason I left the needle on the cord is I put this in through first, and then you probably can't get the other end through without the needle. Pull that through. Now you can take the needle off, put that at the bottom there, tie another knot. I don't think it has to be a square knot, just tie it once, and then I'll tie a knot at top like this and cut off the excess. And that's it. Just a few more things about these ornaments. The files that I will sell at Gunner Creative Design on Etsy will not include this design. They'll just be the cutout for the outside and the score lines. You can add your own design. What I did for these was, as you can see, it's just one design that's repeated around the whole ornament. I can do a tutorial on Illustrator if anybody wants to know a good and easy way to repeat your design around a radius like that. The leather that I use, I get from Tandy Leather. It's vegetable tanned, and it comes a lot lighter than this, and I dye it. Also, I like to use the 5 to 6 ounce thickness. I think you could probably go a little bit thicker or a little bit thinner. It just depends on your preference. This 5 to 6 ounce makes it pretty stiff and good thickness for an ornament. Let me know if you have any other questions in the comments, and I usually answer pretty quickly. Thank you.